Just a few things on my list. I really like playing 4 Seasoned Pyromancer for Liliana because I think that enables you to play 4 escape spells, 2 Cling to Dust, 2 Kroxa. I prefer Cling to Dust to Scavenging Ooze because it lets you only ever need to have 1 green source, where Scavenging Ooze is, you know, a card that lets you have as much green mana as possible in your primarily red-black deck. So I think playing Cling to Dust over Ooze is it just makes the mana so much smoother. I'm also playing the Madcap Experiment package in the sideboard. I just think it's great right now. And, you know, with the Liliana and Seasoned Pyromancer, you can even kind of discard extra copies. Last time I played, John, I tried out 1 Smoldering Marsh and the 9th fetch land. I also liked that. I still also like 2 cycle lands, 24 lands. But I don't necessarily think Jund is great or anything right now. I don't think it's, you know, super well positioned, but it's really fun. I really enjoy playing this deck, despite the fact that I make fun of Jund players all the time. I really, really like playing the deck. So we got a 1-lander on the draw. We do have 3 castable spells and a cantrip. I'm going to send this hand back, though. It's kind of close. If I knew what the matchup was, I may keep this. Yeah, no worries, no worries. It's not like a hard rule, honestly. It's a fine hand. Oh boy. Oh man, what a good start. I want to get Overgrown Tomb here. This way if I draw Wrenn and Six on turn 2, I'll be able to cast it. Overgrown Tomb or Blood Crypt, I guess. Take the Narset here. I'm just getting Stomping Ground. Might just die to Colonnade though, with this very painful start. I think I'm just discarding Liliana number 2. Kind of close. Could maybe discard Barren Moor here. So hand is Oust, Field of Ruin. Oh, they just played the Field of Ruin, so 3 mystery cards. Alright, I want the Barren Moor in the graveyard to get back with Wrenn and Six. So we can play Blackcleave Cliffs and just try to get the max value, or we can play the Spyro right now. I think I'm gonna wait and just cast Bloodbraid Elf next turn. It's kind of hard to throw away a Bloodbraid Elf in this matchup. They bounced by Liliana, sure. Definitely playing Bloodbraid Elf here. They have Oust, 2 mystery cards. We hit a Cling to Dust. I'll target their Cryptic Command. They can't quite snapcast it back this turn. Not the worst hit. It's pretty good to draw 1 Cling to Dust in this matchup. They also can't quite animate Colonnade here. We get to get them down to 16. Pass it back. Archmage's trying to make them draw 2. Can't beat that. Notably, we did cut Boils from our sideboard right away in favor of Toski's. So we'll see how different that would be. You know, Toski a bit worse against blue-white, of course, since they do have exiled base removal, but still I think a good card of the matchup. We can push the Colonnade now. It's actually a really good draw, or a pretty good draw. I'll play Liliana. I do not expect it to resolve, but it's totally fine, I think, to just trade 1 for 1. If they have Cryptic Command, it's not great for us. They can't have Snap Cryptic because we exiled their Cryptic with Cling. Snap Archmage's Charm is fine. If they had Snapcaster, though, I guess they couldn't go Snap Charm while I still had Cling to Dust up, huh? Luis Navidad, 9 months in a row, sub baby, what are we gonna name it? Up to you. Up to you. This is a Logic Knot, looks like. Okay. Logic Knot X equals 4. Well, Simian Spirit Guide no longer in the format. So unclear if that was necessary to play around. decide to go ahead and use their Field of Ruin. Don't quite have the mana to Cling to Dust here. I think I'll get Mountain though. Got a lot of red cards in our hand. Mana's of course pretty good here. Would love to get to push the Colonnade this turn. I think it's not that likely though. Colonnade and Castle Ardenvale. Heresy. To put our opponent down to 9. Alright, let me cast Seasoned Pyromancer, and then we will have some potentially tricky decisions if this resolves. I know I want to discard the Kroxa. The problem is, do I want to keep the push for the Colonnade, or do I want to just keep the bolts? Alright, do not have to make that choice. You just Kroxa here, I think. Ron Aaron, 3 months in a row, welcome back. I was watching some Key and Peele this morning. Big fan. Opponent still has... Or no, the Oust was discarded. Okay, never mind. They discard Force of Negation. It's not Heresy if they don't get punished for it. Wise words. I'm gonna attack. We'll see what they do. If they just do nothing, I'll probably sit back on Seasoned Pyromancer / Cling to Dust. But they're at 9 life. You know, against the Lightning Bolt deck, so they're kind of incentivized to do something. So they're probably going to make a castle token. Do I want to shock so I can hold up Seasoned Pyromancer plus push? I think I'll just play this tapped. If they fire up Colonnade, I'm pretty happy to get to push it, and then we can also Cling to Dust. It's a good card for them to have. They also get to make a token. Do I think MTGO would be drastically declined with Pioneer Masters appearing on Arena? Not drastically, no. Pioneer's, you know, Modern is still super popular, more popular than Pioneer. That being said, I think it would be best if Magic only had one client. This is something I've said for a long time, but I think the best thing for Magic would be for there to only be one client. You know, either Arena or Magic Online, or a new client that can actually handle every format and has a good economy. You know, I don't really like that the player base is split. I kind of suspect a Supreme Verdict with that Teferi Plus. But if they verdict, we get to escape Kroxa, so I'm just kind of fine with that, I think. But also, like, Pioneer Masters coming to Arena still feels like it's a long way away. They do have the Supreme Verdict, but we get to Kroxa here, so not all is lost. And we need to think about casting this Lightning Bolt, too. When opponent discards opts, we just bolt them now. I know that we could bolt the Teferi to stop the minus, but I don't even think the minus is that bad. Because if they minus, we can just Kroxa and escape Kroxa, which seems very hard for them to deal with at 3 life. Yeah, they don't even bounce the Kroxa. Gonna snap Oust underneath the top 2. Second from the top. So we can Cling to Dust into Kroxa and cast it next turn. Are they going to Colonnade me? It's fine. They're dead to bolt off the top. Top card, Tarmogoyf. The last card is a land that they lose. So I think I'd rather cast the Kroxa. You'll leave just the Barren Moor in the yard, I guess. I think that this is the line. It's possible that it would be better to just play the Tarmogoyf. Yeah, but they died. Okay. I think this was good too. It's kind of close. Well, Extreme Hammond, you know, I definitely always like to say that I'm not a good place to talk about the best place to put your money into MTG. It's really not where my mindset is. But I think a good rule of thumb is if you're going to put money into Magic the Gathering, to just not look at it as an investment. Have it be hobby spending money that and not I need to make some kind of return. I need to be able to cash out. That's usually my advice to people. All right, so we won game 1. So we can play some amount of Fatal Pushes to deal with Sharks and Colonnades. I think Bolts are going to be a bit better. We have Assassin's Trophies. We have Lilianas. We can just, like, deal with these things on board sometimes. Inspired by the rematch, or is this my plan regardless? A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. I was planning on playing this deck on Wednesday, but there was MTGO maintenance. And then on Thursday, I played against Reed, and it was a really fun match, and so I was like, I definitely confirmed that I wanted to play some Jund. Is Toski even good versus Path Announced? Yes, I think. They have answers to it, but they can't counter it, and if it comes down and it draws a card, it will have been worth it, I think. This Ashiok is actually a bit of an issue here. We have 2 Wrenn and Sixes for this mana leak. I actually think we take the Ashiok. It just, like, if they play it on turn 3, we don't draw a non-fetch land, we kind of lose with this hand. I'm going to put a card on top with Opt. So we could Thoughtseize the mana leak, but I think I would rather try to just get the first Wrenn and Six mana leaked, and the next turn we can go Thoughtseize plus Wrenn and Six. So they have Supreme Verdict to Fairy, Hero of Dominaria, and now 3 new cards. One of them was Field of Ruin. And they just go ahead and main phase Field of Ruin my Overgrown Tomb. Which is a bit weird, I guess. Just gonna get a Forest. Play Swamp from hand. Very easy to Fairy taken there. I think I take the Verdict. Still have 2 basics in the deck. Yeah, so against 2 paths in my opponent's hand, I think I'm shocking here. It's kind of close. Oh, no, we don't, because I'm playing Smoldering Marsh, because I'm a very, very smart gamer. Awesome. Toski is probably going to get pathed, but that's fine. We can play around it, maybe. I'm just happy that you're here, Toski. Them just discarding the lands. Alright, now the path is clear for Toski. Very cool. Might hold the Cling to Dust for Snapcaster. I think that's fine. Hell yeah. Yeah, Toski is so good. I ordered a playset of the showcase Toskis, but they sent me a regular one, so I had to order it, a regular copy. I'm gonna hold the Overgrown Tomb in my hand to ultimate this Wrenn and Six. Yeah, Toski probably a bit better than Boyle here. I'm not sure. It's kind of close. Kind of gets blanked by the castle. kind of doesn't. Cool. Well, that was a great showing. Yeah, 4 Spyros I think is really good. I also really like I think if you want to play 4 escape spells, which I do, I really want to play 2 Cling, 2 Kroxa. I thought this was gonna be I thought this was gonna be Dredge when I saw this. I'm like, well, thank goodness I have Cling. I do want to play 4 escape spells, and I think if you want to play 4 escape spells, you want to play 4 Spyros, 4 Lilianas. Why do they concede? Because of Wrenn? I mean, that and Toski. Like, they can't beat the Rimblem. They're going to have a really hard time against the Toski. They were pretty dead, I think. I'm going to go ahead and cycle my Cling to Dust here. I think I'm probably going to get Overgrown Tomb. Then we can play Cliffs and get basic Mountain. Just to have good mana. It's a good draw. Maybe I want to get basic Mountain this turn, though. I think that's good to get basic Mountain this turn, just to make the Goyf a 2/3. And then we can play Goyf plus push and grow the Goyfs probably next turn. Also have the option to Liliana or Spyro. What are they playing over Lurrus as a companion? So the versions that play red, they usually play the MDFC that is a fling. It's 3 mana to sacrifice a creature, deal any damage equal to its power to any target, or just play it as a tapped red source. So I think that's the most likely. They could also be playing Boyle on the sideboard. Would Magmatic Channeler fit in this? I haven't actually cast Magmatic Channeler yet. Punished for playing or getting the Mountain, I guess. Yeah, I haven't actually cast Magmatic Channeler. I don't know how good that card is, to be honest with you. I know that it's fine. I know that it's like a reasonable card to play. Or at least people have given me that impression. So we do have one Collector Ouphe. The Madcap Platinum Emperion package, though, is maybe something we'll still bring in, but is certainly much better against like most other creature decks besides Scales. Scales is certainly not a deck that I'm really prepared for. I'm pretty sure we're supposed to push this now, so they can't get... Oh no, maybe this is bad because of the Ozolith. Although... maybe not at the same time. We still get to Edict this, and they can kill a Goyf in response. But then the board is pretty clear. Oh, they're just going to kill a Goyf now. It's not really like the push is getting much better either, right? They do get to Ozolith here, but I think we can erase the Inkmoth Nexus, or I should say I hope we can erase the Inkmoth Nexus. They decide not to kill the Liliana, so Ozolith gets more counters, and also, I'm sure, to not grow the Goyf. I died to Ink. I mean, I'm not dead to Inkmoth Nexus here. The Inkmoth Nexus is going to be a 4/4, which is a 3-turn clock. We can escape Kroxa next turn, and then attack with it the following turn. Although if they pump with the Blink Moth, I suppose it's actually a 2-turn clock. Yeah, Ravager I do think kills us, though. Yeah, definitely dead to this. Could let 7 counters go to Ozolith, then pass to Blink and pump it. Sure. Usually don't like a million billion discard spells in this matchup. Klothys is also not great. Do I bring these in? I mean, if I bring these in, like, they're kind of all in on Ballista and Inkmoth. But I think that that's probably, like, enough for me to not really want to be on the Platinum package. So maybe I'll play, like, just the second Thoughtseize. Is this my list? Yeah, this is... You know, I haven't played Jund this format yet. This is my first league with Jund. In this format, but this is, you know, based off of like the last time I played Jund. I've kind of tweaked things since then. I really like playing Cling to Dust in Jund. I think Cling to Dust is great in this archetype, and specifically replacing Scavenging Ooze with it makes your mana base so much better than it would be otherwise. I think I'm taking Hammerback Walker. I like the Madcap Experiment package in the sideboard, of course. I know I'm just a broken record at this point, but that has not changed. feel like there's one more thing I do a bit differently. 4 Spyros I think is great. They're playing Stirrings instead of a 2-drop, which is pretty good for me, I think. They put another copy of Hangerbach Walker into their hand, though. That's one of the best cards of the matchup. They also have found an Arcbound Worker, which I guess I'm edicting. I mean, Liliana is certainly not great in this matchup. Goyf is pretty good, though. Yeah, the match against Reed yesterday was awesome. I was planning on playing this deck before playing against Reed, but me getting to play against Reed definitely solidified my interest. Yeah, killing Liliana also just doesn't seem like that much of a priority here. Maybe it's easy for me to say that because I just have another one in my hand, I guess. I'm also playing a Smoldering Marsh. I think the Smoldering Marsh is good. I was just kind of testing it out the last time I played John, and I was really, really happy with Smoldering Marsh. I'm also not playing Ravine. I think you can play Ravine, but I just think it's so medium. Alright, now the Goyf is a 6/7. Get to attack for 9 here. Put it down to 7. If only Bloodbraid Elf always casts Seasoned Pyromancer. Alright, their hand is Ballista, Hangerback Walker, Arcbound Ravager. Sorry for the garbage truck outside, but also I have no control over it. Yeah, we had a really good draw. What decks are the Madcap combo coming in against? Swift Spear decks, Dredge decks. And Swift Spear decks are super duper popular. And the problem is the cards that are good against Prowess aren't like the sideboard cards against Prowess are removal spells usually, and the sideboard cards against Burn is usually life gain. And life gain isn't that good against Prowess, and removal is not that good against Burn. But the Madcap plan is good against both, and both archetypes are, or both decks I should say, are super super popular at the moment. So, do I want to Cling to Dust, or do I want to Inquisition? I think I'm Inquisitioning. Let me do that post-combat, though. Sorry, I think I lost my train of thought again. Yeah, Gargaroth is okay in Jund. You can play Gargaroth instead. But yeah, I mean, Madcap is great. Madcap is really good in Modern right now. I bring it in against Ponza too. I know that they can pillage it, but their pillages are kind of taxed, and they only have like 3 or 4. And you have like discard spells, and they like can't really beat it if you get it down. I think I'm gonna fetch here. Yeah, but I think Gargaroth is fine. It's possible you want to be on Gargaroth as your Swift Spear sideboard plan. That actually sounds decent to me. Alright, so I believe that we are supposed to Cling to Dust before we Wrenn. We could Wrenn and get back Barren Moor, but I'm probably just going to ping a token to like remove their blockers here, because they're pretty behind. What do I want to exile? I guess a Wooded Foothills on their end, so I can leave the Barren Moor in my graveyard. Exiling Wooded Foothills, Inquisition, Liliana number 2, second Inquisition, Wooded Foothills to keep the Goyf the same size. We could also just ping them, actually. Is that better? Yeah, let's actually just go ahead and go attacking with Goyf Pyro and ping them. Return to sideboard Gargs against Burn Swift Spear is in turn 5 a bit too late. Not really, I think. Maybe. Like, it is true that usually when I play Gargaroths, I have a little bit of ramp in my deck, but you know, you have like lots of cheap removal and interaction, and usually get to turn 5. It's like it's just not that common that Burn or Prowess are like really just burning you out and nickeling and diming you. Or sorry, it's not that often that Burn is going to just kill you on turn 4, or Prowess is just going to kill you on turn 4. You usually do get to turn 5, turn 6, and then Gargaroth can come down and stabilize pretty well. But I do think the Madcap plan is better for whatever that's worth. They're going to kill my Wrenn and Six and play a blocker, I guess. Then it's any burn spell. That's a blocker. They could also gain life off Phyrexian Core, I guess. Probably better to get back Seasoned Pyromancer tokens than it is to cling to dust here. So they actually, Blinkmoth can be a 2/2 on defense, so they actually have pretty good blocks here. Our Cling to Dust is also getting kind of taxed. I'm going to fetch so I can leave a Planeswalker in the yard to keep Cling to Dust as big as I can. I'm gonna have to shrink the the Goyf by 1 to make it a 4/5 though this turn. It's probably fine. Let me target their Nexus. I think this is lethal. I mean, they could have something, I guess. That's something. Oh, Veil of Bummer. So they can triple block here and kill my Goyf. So that's probably better than just jumping. Trading Blinkmoth and Stonecoil for Goyf. But I think that exchange is better for us than them chumping Goyf with Thopter and then eating both of my lethal elementals. All's now 3 months in a row. Welcome back. Hope you're having a good day today. And what matchups do you board against Toski? Mid-range and control decks. So John, blue-white, blue-black, blue-red, Bant. Just the grindy matchups. I had Boils in those spots, but like Toski is maybe better than Boyle against the blue decks, especially now that they're lessened on Mystic Sanctuary, and Toski is also a card you can bring in the mirror, so seems weaker against decks with Path. Yeah, it is, but we crushed blue-white control in round 1. You know, just because a deck has answers for a card doesn't mean it's like bad. Especially since, you know, it's still very resilient against counterspells. It's resilient against other forms of removal. So I guess maybe we could have just attacked first. What are good cards against Toski that a blue-red deck could play? Piracy Charm, Dismember, Aether Gust. Those are the ones that come to mind. I have a theory. Any sideboard card that's there for the grindy matchups is a funsy card that has no real use, but the builder loves. I disagree with your theory. Modern's very grindy right now. There's lots of mid-range and control decks. And if you just like don't have any sideboard cards, it's going to be tougher for you. I think you need to have some respect for them. Maybe not a ton, but you need to have a plan. They've got one card in their hand. Is it a Ballista? It's a Stonecoil Serpent. So they're going to eat a elemental token and then sack their Thopter Foundry to not die. Well, I guess that's a fine exchange for us. This is like probably the worst draw in the deck. Thoughts on Kolaghan's command right now? I think it's fine. Maybe I should be playing 1 or 2. It's better than it has been. Alright, they're top decking. They have a kind of a dead draw. So do we. One more card. I mean, but this is a card that can go to the yard for Cling to Dust at least. Right, they also brick, kind of. I mean, this is a relevant draw. But it can actually not. It cannot block my elemental on defense here because it has Summoning Sickness. It can't pump itself, so they can't attack with the Stonecoil Serpent if they wanted to. I'll go ahead and fetch to Thin. I think I do have one more target. Yeah. So any fetch land is a redraw. Tarmogoyf is fine. So a lot of Blackcleave Cliffs. Joe baited 7 months in a row. Welcome back. Hope you're having a good day today. I mean, my opponent's also not, you know, they're not drawing bangers off the top. And I'm going to keep playing my lands just because we have this Cling to Dust in our yard. We could end up having to use a ton of mana. Another Blink Moth. Another Jump Blocker. Opponent can get in for 2 here, which is kind of exciting. Maybe not exciting. Maybe exciting is not the right word. So our Goyf is going to shrink a bit here, but that's fine. This is the 4th card we're drawing off this Cling to Dust. This is kind of unreal. I even have 2 cycle lands. I have drawn 1. Alright, time to start counting. 4, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So there are 4 lands left in my 29 card deck. So we are very likely to draw a land, or a spell. Damn it, why did I say land? My opponent's also drawing poorly. I need to make sure that we all know that I recognize that my opponent is also drawing poorly here. Okay, now I only have 3 lands left in my 28 card deck. This is also the most relevant I've ever seen Phyrexian Core be. Whatever. There are no fetchable lands left in the deck, but fetching is still relevant for Cling to Dust. We still won. Still won. We were drawing okay before this. Like, we did Bloodbraid Elf into Spyro this game. Yeah. We also, like, of the lands still in our deck, one of them was Forgotten Cave. I'm gonna draw that one. Alright, I think I like the sideboard plan. I'm gonna submit here. Or maybe I'm gonna cut a Liliana, bring in the 6 discard spell. I have 6 discard spells main, and then I have the 4th Thoughtseize in the side because it's really important against the big mana decks, I think. No discard spell, no lightning bolt, no push, no Wrenn and Six, no Collector Ouphe. I think I'm gonna mulligan this. Yeah, this hand's better. I don't really want a trophy on turn 2. Maybe I have to. This hand also doesn't have double red, so maybe we put back Seasoned Pyromancer over Bloodbraid. Are there no Plague Engineers? No, I'm playing Madcap Experiment in my sideboard for the creature matchups right now because the most popular creature decks are the Monastery Swiftspear decks, and so I think the best way to prepare for those matchups is with Madcap over Plague Engineer. Pretty easy Hanger Backwalker take there. Deck's really, I mean, this is only our 2nd match in this metagame Chimera with this deck, but we're doing okay, I guess. Probably need a trophy this turn. We also have drawn Basic Forest plus Kroxa, the ultimate Splinter Twin. My opponent has revealed the Ozolith, so I'm probably trophying the Ballista here. So they'll ping me from 1, then get a land. And then their hand is going to be, I think, another Nexus and then a mystery card. Wow, they don't have another. They have to just not have another basic in their deck. It's good to know, I guess. Alright, we can't double spell. Having to shock here stinks. But we do, I think. Get to discard Kroxa for value at least. They discard Phyrexia's Core, sorry. Can you Kroxa IOK? I have basic forest, no. Yeah, the top of their library is, you know, Hangerback Walker, Arcbound Ravager, Walking Ballista. We lose, probably. If they brick for a turn or two, we're in good shape. The Jundway. They fire up a Ink Moth and a Blink Moth. Firing both at Liliana. Bad draw step. Opponent's last card was just a Copperline Gorge, though. They're not playing the card in their hand? Probably just gonna be a tap land or a land. Yeah, it's a land. Guess that keeps Liliana alive, and I will plus here. Like the Inquisition is just a dead card. Why your forest is ugly? I like this forest. I understand that not everybody likes it. Art is subjective. Yeah, people honestly really seem to hate these lands, but I like them a lot, so whatever. A lot of cards really hard to beat. If we Edict, it's just like they get the counters on the Ozolith, and it's really bad for us. I think do we Edict just in case we hit another Liliana though? They don't have their Phyrexian's Core at least. I think we would probably have to do this. Obviously, this is probably like the worst card they could have drawn. You can maybe find Assassin's Trophy for the Ozolith. Probably gonna lose this game. I think we at least get a draw step or two. Why not get land for Kroxa? I think killing the Thopters is pretty important. Like, I don't really feel like Kroxa is winning us this game. We just have to answer all of their creatures, or we're gonna lose. They do kill the Wrenn. Not even, yeah. I don't even think we had outs, but at least we drew the land for Kroxa. All right, tough stuff. Go to match number 3. Scales actually is maybe a decent deck right now, potentially underplayed. I know it doesn't have Mox Opal, but I wonder what its Swift Spear matchups are like. They're probably kind of even, maybe not. Let's keep this. I think I'm playing basic Swamp here. I'm not playing any Kolaghan's commands. Maybe I should. I was just kind of updating the last Jund list I had, and I didn't really think Kolaghan's command was playable in like the last format. So I didn't have any in my deck. But you know, maybe it's playable in this one. So maybe I should reconsider. So we can Assassin's Trophy the land they put Utopia Sprawl on, which is kind of a good play. But they're like the rest of their hand is really, really bad for us. We can probably not... We don't need to take the Blood Moon. I think I might take the Tracker. Yeah, this swamp is great. Yeah, I actually don't know what the censored word is. I thought I had censored words turned off. Whatever. Let me see if I can turn off censored words. Can't remember where the setting is for that. Let's filter out profanity. I turned it off, but it probably we'll keep that there. Yeah, it could be, you know, any number of words. Opponent deep in the tank, though. Maybe opponent typed in 4 stars, maybe. I did have censor profanity turned on. I thought I had it turned off. Alright, that was their draw for the turn. Is that swamp available in paper? It will be. I don't know when, though. Alright, so I think we're going to play basic swamp. We can play Smoldering Marsh next turn without taking any damage, and play Klothys. Do I think if Psychotog was printed in Horizons 2, would its C player be viable? No, probably not. Would be my guess. They drew a 1 or 2 drop here. It's kind of bad for us. I guess not. Getting the second basic swamp in play underneath the Blood Moon is relevant here, but I think I'm just going to play Klothys. Just like not playing a 3-drop here is so bad, I think. And we could just like have Liliana's be kind of dead, I think. Mismatching basics. There's no forest that matches this swamp. But honestly, I feel like this is the closest one. I really like these forests, but boy, am I getting yelled at a lot for using them. Probably just discarding the bolt to the Spyro this turn. Yeah. I think that's good. And I'll just go ahead and exile Tracker. No, just go to Assassin's Trophy or exile Assassin's Trophy. Just trying to keep Goyf as big as possible that's what I'm trying to do with this choice. Should have left up a red mana, I guess. Oh, sorry, I didn't have a red mana. Didn't have one. Klothys is really good in this matchup. We're actually attacking with it next turn. Oh no, sorry, I forgot that the multicolor gods need you to have 5 devotion. They Bloodbraid Elf into Seasoned Pyromancer, as every Bloodbraid Elf should hit. Maybe I'm not supposed to block here if they attack just to keep my devotion high for Klothys, because I'm kind of close to turning it on. They discard Misty Rainforest Wooded Foothills. Yeah, I'm probably playing Forgotten Cave, Bloodbraid, and Goyf this turn. So let me go ahead and get a mana here. And yeah, this is also enough devotion to attack with Klothys, which is a big game. Well, that was a dead hit though. I will cast it. Just attack with Klothys to keep the devotion going. I think that makes sense. Slight return, 7 months. Thanks for the content. How's this league going? We're 1-1. This is game 1 against Ponza in match 3. Hoping for a 3-2 with Jund, as always. Beat blue light control, lost to scales. Yeah, it counts itself. When I was saying 5, I meant 5 other devotion, but the monocolored gods only require 4 devotion of their color in addition to the devotion it gives itself. So monocolored gods need 5 devotion and they have 1 symbol. Multicolor gods require 7 and they have 2 symbols. Dueling Klothyses. Opponents is also on. Goyf is a 5/6, so we do kind of have attacks. Bad draw step. I think we just attack with Goyf and Klothys. I'm not sure if this is fine or not. It turns off my devotion too. Do they have a bolt in their hand? Opponent's drawn pretty well this game, I think. Opponent's down to 6. Yeah, if we can just draw a way to turn Klothys back into a creature, or potentially even just a removal spell to stop their Klothys from being a creature, I'm feeling pretty good. We should also be able to exile their Seasoned Pyromancer. I really doubt that that's going to be their play this turn. So that's kind of nice. Imagine they're playing their Chandra here. They probably can't afford to minus. Maybe they can. Maybe they just need to kill the elf. So I can't attack them. So we draw a removal spell, we get to kill Chandra. 2 lands in a row. Tough stuff, man. Tough stuff. They plus for mana. Well, probably can't ever beat them plussing for mana, right? What? Okay, I guess. What a very loyal Chandra. It's weird. We lost our swamp. Alright, Bloodbraid Elf. I guess we only have one more Bloodbraid Elf, but Seasoned Pyromancer is probably the best draw. Lightning Bolts does turn off Devotion. Dead draw. But as far as Chandra plussing for mana that turn, that's probably about as good as we could have ever hoped for. Maybe I should be playing the Mountain in case I do draw a Seasoned Pyromancer. Ooze is pretty good. I think if I draw like one more brick, we might just pack it in. Yeah, that's good enough for me. Oh, I don't know. We actually still have green mana because of Klothys. I'll take a draw step. I also got punished for not playing my Mountain with this attack. Game 2. Tough stuff. Is this a Toski matchup? They can't deal with Toski. These are cards I'm considering. Usually don't like Fatal Push. Usually want to play only one Cling to Dust. You know what? If we just cut the Lilianas, we don't need a double black. I guess we still have Kroxa. Can we play one Kroxa? But now all of a sudden, like, we're just like so much more resilient to Blood Moon. And I know they have Pillage for these, but like they're usually casting their Pillage just like they're not usually holding it for Platinum Emperion necessarily. We have discard spells too. Don't think I'm going to bring in the 7th discard spot. I think 6 is the number I want in this matchup. Yeah. I think cutting Liliana makes sense. We can maybe just... I don't know. Kroxa's pretty good against them. Maybe I'll cut the 2nd Cling. And I'll still play the Kroxas, and these cost double black. But if you can get Kroxa escaped, it's really hard for them to beat. Yeah, sometimes they do trim Pillage, for sure. We can keep this hand. We can just discard the Platinum Emperion to Spyro, which is another reason why I like the Madcap package in this deck. If it's awkward, you have a lot of ways to discard it with Liliana and Spyro, although I guess not Liliana for this game. I think I'm leading on basic Swamp here, too. It was sexy. That was the word. Opponent sure is taking their time. Is Dark Confidant Sideboard worthy? No, I don't even think it's worth playing. Just think it's not very good right now. Opponent molds to 6. Yeah, it's also like Dark Confidant's also not only Lava Dart, it's so bad against Wrenn and Six. Not that Wrenn and Six is super duper popular, but every time you play Dark Confidant, your opponent plays a Wrenn and Six, you just feel like a fool for putting Dark Confidant in your deck. cube worthy. Yeah, it's not even. It's also not even that good in cube. So it's sometimes fine. Depends on the cube, I guess. Maybe you turn to the Inquisition. No, not against the Utopia Sprawl deck. I think like a lot of times, like we saw last game, they've got you know, they have like one Utopia Sprawl and then like 2 or 3 3-drops. Bob being played in CEDH and Ad Nos lists. Stand corrected. Dark Confidant's a great card. Take it all back. Yeah, I think I'm taking Sprawl here. I know that they've got kind of a mana heavy hand, but just like if they have so many 3-drops in their deck, if they draw one and play it on turn 2, it's bad. Jund, try and win. I know, dude. Any day now. I'm feeling it. I feel like Bob is a must-answer card when it hits the board. You're not wrong, but actually, you're not. Also, maybe not, because there are a lot of decks that could just kill you. I think if you play the Bob. My opponent didn't play their Scavenging Ooze, so they have Veil of Summer, or they're afraid of Lightning Bolts. I feel like Veil of Summer would be a reason to not play the Ooze, right? I think I'll just discard Emperion Thoughtseize here, with the suspicion that my opponent has a Veil in their hand. Maybe better to discard a land, but we get the extra token. So they're probably going to play Ooze and exile my Spyro this turn. Alright. Madcap's going to be dead this game. We might be able to go out in style at least. Yeah, it's possible that we could just cast it for sure. We're just like 2 lands away. This game is probably going to go for a while. Toski! Oh my gosh, Toski is so good. I can't believe how good Toski is here. What a sick rip. Oh my gosh. Is Toski broken in John? Question mark, question mark, question mark. I guess I get to ping a token. Still really good. They don't ping a token. Well, we get to draw another card then. Yeah, Toski is the new Uro. So am I discarding the Platinum Emperion here? I think I'm not. I think we're pretty close to casting it. If we draw a land next turn, we can cast Emperion off of the Klothys mana. Toski needs to be banned for the health of the format. Yeah, it's too dominant. Another Bloodbraid Elf. Hit a Blood Moon, please. They hit a Lightning Bolt, so they can kill my Spyro and attack me for 8 down to 6. But that does mean I get to draw a card off of Toski. If they do. So they might leave a card. They might leave a guy back. They ping me down to 5. We hit the land. Awesome. So we do lose to Pillage. Ponza, yeah, I think Ponza should play Toski too. Toski is probably nuts in Ponza. Toski's just a great card. It kind of feels like only people who watch my stream know that right now. But Toski's so good. Like it's like the 4th or 5th card we've drawn off of it this game. And it's still just an indestructible creature in play. You know, it's still a huge deal. I guess we can actually cast that now, huh? We also don't get to gain life. What a nombo. We can turn Klothys into a creature, which is nice. With the Toski. Oh, I should have probably made him green mana, actually. Because I forgot I'm choked on green. So I actually can't make Klothys a creature unless I hit something off the Bloodbraid Elf. That counts. They have bolt, they can maybe bolt Wrenn right now. Just indestructible creature tribal. I don't think I'm going to trade Toski for my opponent's board. Or sorry, Platinum Emperion for my opponent's board, although maybe it would be fine. Awesome, yeah. Glad to hear you guys are picking up your Toskis now. This card's, I think, the real deal. Weird game. You got 3, should you pick up a 4th? Yeah, I could see playing 4 and Bant Squirrelblade in some metagames. Like if for some reason the Heliod deck isn't popular, I'd play the 4th one over the Jace I'm currently playing. I think I'll just make them use their mana on this. Right now. Whatever we target's just getting oozed. I guess I should Inquisition before deciding how to attack here. Yeah, with the Seasoned Pyromancer tokens, I was going to attack with everybody here. Alright, 1 game 2. How is Toski and John? That was the first time we've casted, I think. Or no, the second time. It's been great both times we've cast it. But I think it's a good sideboard card. We're not main decking it. Could be a good main deck card, honestly. Toski's just great. Do I want to go off of the Madcap plan though? I think no. Just like the fact you can cast this through Blood Moon is such a big deal. They just don't have that many answers to it. Because Toska has 1 power and opponent stuff has 2 toughness. I think that we have just better attacks with them not having the chump blockers. This hand's close, but doesn't quite function. Kind of a weird hand. No veil. Damn it. Oh. I was just so ready for them to have it. Both Blood Moon and Scavenging Ooze are pretty tough for us here. Sorry, both Blood Moon and Wrenn and Six are pretty tough for us here. The turn you cast Wrenn and Six, they didn't have X1s. Maybe, yeah. Well, I thought they paused for a little bit, so I thought that maybe they had lightning bolts, and they should have bolted the Wrenn first, but plussing, make sure they can't turn off the Klothys being a creature with lightning bolt no matter what, which is important, I think. Although I guess they could have just bolted the elf, so never mind. Probably right. I'm really stuck this turn. Take the Blood Moon. Old Border Remand. I'm going to buy those. That's awesome. Do I own remands? I might actually not have any remands. Can't remember. Take Moon easy. I'm not sure if it's easy. Maybe it was easier than I was. You know, for the amount, compared to the amount of time I was tanking. Didn't really seem that clear to me though. Oh yeah, what art did they use though? I really am upset that, or not, I shouldn't say I'm upset, but I don't like, this is great. This looks really good. I don't like that they use the promo Restoration Angel. I really, really like the original art Restoration Angel, and I wish that they had used that for the old border resto. I think I want to play. I want to play Spyro this turn. I want to play Spyro this turn so I can maybe threaten to kill Chandra with an attack and a bolt. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Again, art still subjective, still subjective. So it's fine for you guys to not share the same opinion, of course. Draw 2 Platinum Emperions. Oh ho ho! Toski. The whole world. They cast Bloodbraid instead of Chandra. They hit a very relevant Lightning Bolts. And they get to kill my Wrenn and Six. It's pretty bad for us. Wrenn and Six is also getting dangerous. And we didn't draw an untapped land, so... kind of hard to imagine this going any worse for us. I think we have to bolt the Wrenn and Six. Yeah, you can turn off the profanity filter. How do I feel about Chandra, Acolyte of Flame into Toski? I feel pretty good about that. It's kind of interesting. Hey, what's the reason to play a Platinum Emperion? I mean, for me, it's just an 8/8 body for 8. Well, it may be an 8/8 body for 8 for you. For me, it's a 4 mana 8/8. My opponent who's playing a creature deck can't win. Or at least has a hard time winning. They hit Utopia Sprawl. Yeah, maybe it costs 8 mana for you, but it actually only costs 4 for me. And I'll show you how once we go to my turn. I think I'm playing that as a land. Yes, if you cast Madcap Experiment and the only artifact in your deck is Platinum Emperion, you get to put it into play, not losing any life. We're still not in good shape, but at least we're not dying. Yeah, they have Chandra, they've got Wrenn, they've just got so much going on. Yikes. Yeah, probably just a bit too behind. Another Madcap would have been a fine draw, though. Yeah, this is an 8/8 for 8. I guess I was wrong, huh? Okay, Seasoned Pyromancer is a good draw. Klothys is an okay draw. Assassin's Trophy to kill. Planeswalker is fine. Yeah, double Planeswalker is so tough here. Right. Tough stuff. Our glorious 1-0 start falling to 1 and 2, but we're still very live for the 3-2, the John 5. I'm keeping this hand. I'm for sure keeping. I'm just not sure how I'm sequencing the lands. I kind of like Blood Crypt, basic forest, get back Verdant Catacombs, and then we can get a basic swamp or mountain if we play Liliana or Pyro on turn 3, and then Marsh comes into play untapped. Anxious Hippo 3 months, thank you for your kind words. Thank you for coming back. If you're having a good one today. Spell Snare would be bad for us here. Awesome. Our one match win this league so far was blue-white control. See if history will repeat itself. They play Flooded Strands. I am just going to jam Liliana, I think. Everything resolves. Yeah, it's really hard for blue-white to beat Wrenn and Six into Liliana on the play. How's Toski? Toski has been good so far. I think it's a really good sideboard card. It's won us a couple games so far. Discard Timely Reinforcements. Got a counterspell this turn. I think I'm just discarding 2 lands. So last time, this is how I sideboarded. I think I liked this, and I'll keep it like this. Yeah, but Toski's been really good. I mean, I've also been. It's been incredible in Bant. Squirrel Blade is another deck I've been playing with Toski in the main deck, and been super impressed by it. This deck probably is a little too light on creatures for Toski to be great, but it does work really well with Seasoned Pyromancer. So it's possible you could play a more creature-heavy version with Toski. Or you could play Abzan with Lingering Souls, which I know some people have been trying out. Yeah, Toski plus Ice Fang is bananas. I'll keep this. That's good. It's a fine draw. Just something to do on turn 2 is good. Even trying Owl, should I shove Toski in there? Probably wouldn't hurt. I think Toski's probably not a great main deck card in Elves. Seems decent in the sideboard though. Seems good against a lot of your problem control matchups. I was not expecting to see Skyclave Apparition. We can take their opt and maybe they'll miss their 3rd land. Kind of like taking opt here. I'm doing well, Machine. How are you doing? Yeah, I guess I don't want to play this Goyf into Aether Gust. I kind of want them to discard Aether Gust to Liliana this game. Doing a bad job playing around Mana Tithe and Silumgar's Scorn, I guess. They're thinking about doing something. What did they draw? Another opt? Mana Leak? Logic Knot? Dovin's Veto? Remand? No, they did draw the 3rd land, though. Yeah, so I think I'm taking Archmage's Charm. Oh, I didn't play around Tail's End. But if they'll probably slam their Teferi, which is fine. Then we get to play Liliana. And then if they play Skyclave, we Liliana Edict their Skyclave, although I guess they just bounce the token then. So maybe it's better to actually play Seasoned Pyromancer here. Probably better to Liliana. Let's think. Seasoned Pyromancer, discard Liliana Swamp, Liliana Goyf. Yeah. Discard their Aether Gust. They Skyclave my Liliana, which is fine. They plus their Teferi. Ooh. Yeah, being able to double spell here is great. Although they do just get to bounce my Goyf. I think that's fine. Or I hope it's fine. How has the Seb Swamp been playing? It's been good so far. Powerful effect. People love the Seb Swamp. They hate these lands, but I really like these. Oh, that's good against the Lily Edict. I wonder if the Skyclaves are main deck or sideboard. I think I'm playing Liliana again and just plussing. Oh, I'm sorry. Probably should have discarded the Verdant Catacombs if I was going to do that. fine, I guess. Can discard the Tarmogoyf. Opponent discards Field of Ruin. Have another Wall of Omens. Basic Island. They attack Liliana over Wrenn and Six. Something I'm pretty fine with, I think. Why Liliana, not Goyf? I mean, I think Goyf is pretty bad against blue-white in general. Liliana is, in my opinion, the better card in the matchup. Especially with Wrenn and Six going. Yeah, they discarded Path to Exile here. So I'm going to get back a land so that way I could pay for a mana leak on Spyro or replay Spyro after a remand. I'm going to exile their Archmage's Charm. This is a bit better against their last card being Snapcaster, of course. Okay, and now we have Bolt up for the Skyclave, which I probably don't want to cast right now, maybe on their upkeep. Oh, set my stop a bit too late, I guess. No! Oh no, oh no, I got ahead of myself. I thought that I was going to be able to... I was going to be able to fetch up the Smoldering Marsh after the path resolved. I just... Oops. Well, feels bad. Not sure exactly how relevant that one loyalty will be, but obviously I would have taken it. Alright, so now I'll upkeep Bolt the Skyclave. Or actually, I don't need to do this, because they just can't attack with the Skyclave right now. Yeah, they are going to fire up Colonnade, though, and kill my Liliana. So, I do have 2 copies of Assassin's Trophy I could draw into off of Cling to Dust. I guess I'll target Aether Gust, because they have 2 paths in their yard. I did not draw an Assassin's Trophy, so Liliana down, I'm assuming. And Wall plus Skyclave is such a combo. Another land off the top. I'm gonna ping this wall with the Wrenn and Six, and if they colonnade my Wrenn and Six, it eats up their whole turn and allows me to cast Cling to Dust again. I think getting to cast Cling to Dust is good. Maybe turning this illusion token into a real threat. Does shrink the Goyf. Lets me draw Bloodbraid Elf though. And now we have an answer to the Colonnade. It's a really good couple of draw steps. Why is Wall plus Skyclave a good combo? Because you can just kind of make the illusion token not matter. Guess I should have played my mountain first. Like that's part of like why I've got the Wall of Omens in the Bant Ephemerate deck. It's just it plays really well with Skyclave Apparition. Jace the Mind Sculptor. Alright, well, it's pretty good for them. I think I'll thin. So, pretty sure we just kill the Jace. I think that they've got no cards in their hand. Oh, sorry. I could have attacked. It's the same thing. If I attack the 3/3s at Jace and Spyro at them, they block the 2/2. Just the same results. They Field of Ruin in their upkeep to shuffle from their Jace. Archmage's Charm drawing 2 cards. Let's check out their hand. Alright, they're going to be Cryptic tapping next turn. Guess it doesn't really matter what we do with this. Put our opponent down to 2 life. We do have a couple bolts in the deck. Can't remember if I've cast. Oh, I've cast both of them, so not too relevant, I guess. Interesting draw. Let's see if they choose the wrong mode here. They don't. I'll just hold that Veil of Summer, though, to protect the spell I want to resolve. Yeah, stealing the illusion token actually kind of does stabilize them on board, huh? Man, did they draw to Fairy into another Cryptic? That would be pretty absurd. I mean, they're not conceding, so... Sure is what it seems like, huh? Alright, it's a land. They did. Yeah, but then I wanted to draw here to try to draw, you know, some more pressure. Kroxa is good if my opponent has no spells in their hand. I think we just try to take the risk here. They discard Mana Leak. Losing this game would be wild. Ah, we won. Alright, 2-2, playing for that sweet, sweet John 5-0. You got a grave on a curve. Do you think we're still in the honeymoon period, or has the meta settled? The meta's settled a little bit. But I also don't think that we're living in a modern environment that's going to have a stale meta. You know, I think it's going to be dynamic and changing for the foreseeable future, in my opinion. Magical 7 months. Hope you're having a good day today. Welcome back. Yeah, I don't really see the metagame just getting stale and stagnant. Well, our hand's pretty good against Thoughtseize. We're doing 5 with Jund. Yeah, I think Jund is okay. Especially if you have some tech. I don't think Jund is that bad. I just don't think it's that good. But it's really fun to play, so I'm excited to play some today. That's really good if we can get that down, but this is the best draw in the deck by a wide margin. Those are 2 great draws. Does this land look better with the Urborg? Warping the border? Conceded the game. Wow. So Urborg Thoughtseize is maybe a Smallpox deck. I mean, against Urborg Thoughtseize, I want Toski's and Veil of Summer. And I probably don't want to play all these bolts. Maybe we'll play 1 bolt, 1 push, 2 bolts. Yeah, it could be 8 rack. I don't know. Do people play 8 rack? I'm going to mulligan this. This hand contains all of the 1 mana removal spells still in the deck. All 3 of them. Not even 1 manland. I think it's okay to play Raging Ravine, but I also don't think it's necessary. And I've preferred to have Smoldering Marsh instead. 3 bolts and 0 pushes better. I mean, they could be a Tarmogoyf deck though, I'm sure, which certainly feels like a possibility to me. I'm gonna keep this. I might put back Forgotten Cave. Although it's kind of bad if we want to draw into Wrenn and Six. Yeah, I'll put back the Mountain. Faceless Haven's a cool card. Goodbye, Toski. I think. Do we have Heliod Combo as a good deck for the Mana Trader series? I think Heliod Combo is one of the best decks in the format. If not just the best deck. Of course they draw the other Bitter Blossom. So we know they only have 1 card in their hand, and we're gonna Inquisition their Serum Visions, but I'm gonna try to cycle into maybe some green mana. I mean, Bitter Blossom is good in this matchup. Was very confused by City of Brass, Serum Visions. Not a lot of these cards are making sense. Still haven't drawn a green mana this game. River of Tears is Grixis Fairies, I guess, with a weird mana base. Probably should push this fairy token. There's Urborg River of Tears mystery card. They play the River of Tears. We finally draw that green mana. Probably need to get a Stomping Ground so that if we draw Seasoned Pyromancer, we can cast it. Inverter with Bitter Blossoms in the side. Maybe, but why would they scoop to Wrenn and Six last game if they were Inverter? Oh, whoops. I just gave them an extra token. Well, that's on me. Haven't played around Bitter Blossom in a while, I guess. Yeah, probably should have done it on our turn. That's what happens when you play against these kind of decks. Or at least when I play against them, you just get confused into making misplays. You probably play perfectly, though. You just get Forest. The Forest is kind of a nombo with Kroxa, so I'll just get the Swamp instead. Everybody keeps complaining about my Forest arts anyways. Bitter Blossom number 3. I mean, Goyf is also 6-7, just so big. Is this Inverter? I don't think so, because I think they're just like Grixis Fairies, because my opponent conceded to turn 2 Wrenn and Six last game. So like, there's just no way they'd ever do that if they were actually Inverter, right? So they don't fire up their Tar Pit. They might want to trade. They might be trading it with a Bloodbraid Elf here. That's a great draw. I think this just kills them if they can't counter it here. Klothys seems very good against Bitter Blossom. Can we get some Tasker action in 2021? Maybe. I like Tasker. Tasker's probably an okay card. Yeah, taking 3 is going to maybe just be a losing line here. Then I should mull to Wrenn and Six. I mean, they're a discard deck, though, so mulling to Wrenn and Six doesn't seem like a line. So we're an artifact planeswalker away from the 8-9 Goyf. I don't have any artifacts in my deck right now. I do have planeswalkers though. Maybe they'll crack a Mishra's Bauble. We can unlock the achievement. That's a combo. That is a combo. So we have one more Assassin's Trophy in our deck as the only answer to this, besides Liliana, which is never working because of the yeah, it's never happening because of the Bitter Blossom.
More beans in the espresso machine?
Yeah, needs a refill.
Did you see my text?
No.
I'm going to get my hair done at 11:30 today.
Amazing. Incredible.
Yes. I will come back a changed crab woman.
Very cool. Yeah, they can't attack with it.
Just eating these. I have cheese.
Dude, City of Brass Platinum Emperion is a combo. Is this just their deck? Just, you know, Grixis take damage and then don't take damage to Platinum Emperion? Maybe that's good, I don't know. We are getting life with the Klothys at least. They drew a spell. Is it a second Madcap? We can't beat that. That's game. Yikes. Yikes. I honestly just don't have very many answers to it. I've got the Lilianas and 2 trophies. Usual Jund lists have more answers, I guess. But I'm going to cut all of the 1 mana spot removal if I can. How do we make room for this? How do we make room for this? Like this? I should probably be playing Kolaghan's Command. I kind of forgot that you're allowed to play that card in Jund because it was so bad for so long. Toski doesn't seem good. I think they can never ever deal with Toski. Maybe it's too many 4-drops though. Yeah, I think it's probably just too many 4-drops. Lily seems awful against Bitter Blossom. They do have infinite copies of Bitter Blossom, but Liliana is an out to. It's just an out to Madcap. Just like cutting outs to Madcap seems tough, and like maybe my opponent won't draw 3 Bitter Blossoms this game. Toski's better than discard. I think I need the discard to beat Inquisition, or sorry, to beat Madcap and Bitter Blossom. Sounds fine. I don't know. I think we just have too many 4-drops if we play the Toskis and the Madcaps. They do have Madcap. We have Assassin's Trophy in our hand though. So I think we can maybe just take the Serum Visions. And then Bolt doesn't kill Goyf. But the Goyf is a 2/3. They might bolt it not knowing how this works, but the Goyf will become a 3/4 before it dies. Before the bolt, yeah, awesome. Lesson learned, opponent. The Lightning Bolt goes to the graveyard, then state-based actions are checked, and the Goyf is a 3/4. A lesson every modern player has to learn once. They said, oops, thought they changed that. I don't think you did think that. I think you're covering your tracks. I don't think you actually think that, but that's fine. Press X to doubt. Oh, we brick on our Inquisition, I guess. Let's cycle it. Cycle the Cling. Doesn't shrink the Goyf to cycle Cling here. Bonecrusher does block the Goyf though. But they decide not to play that. They're going to play Bitter Blossom. Scourge of the Skyclaves is in their deck? The plot thickens, I guess. You can get Smoldering Marsh here. The Marsh has been pretty good today. Probably not attacking and turning this into a 6/6. But maybe we can. It's not. The Goyf will grow up to 5/6 next turn after we trophy the Madcap. Guess I also want to cycle my Cling. Thoughtseize is so bad for us. Now their Scourge is a 5/5. There's no creature in the graveyard for me to Cling to Dust. Not that Cling to Dust would shrink the Scourge, I guess. Opponent's deck is interesting. Spin to win. If we hit Seasoned Pyromancer, we get to attack with Klothys. So I guess I'll play this first too. Hit another copy of Tarmogoyf, which does not allow us to attack with Klothys. Yeah, attacking's kind of scary, but I think we'll be okay. Maybe I should attack. Yeah, I think we'll be. I don't know, maybe this was bad to attack. Probably was. The deck is so weird. We have our own Madcap Experiments to draw into, though. Which would be a funny game. Guess I should have traded. So go up to 7 here. Edict this, chump here, chump here. Be drawing pretty dead. Aren't I just dead to the Madcap I didn't want to discard? I mean, when I didn't discard it on turn 1, I had Assassin's Trophy and still in my hand. They top deck Thoughtseize to discard it. And I really... What did I discard instead? Can't remember. But I think it was fine to not discard the Platinum Emperion on turn 1. I didn't have another opportunity to do it. I took Serum Visions. Yeah, I think that was totally fine. I know we can clean to this, so we don't really have outs. Weird deck. GG's opponent. So you probably want some amount of Kolaghan's Commands. That's definitely a card I missed. Kind of forgot that you could play Kolaghan's Command in Modern. You could maybe cut the main deck Klothys. You could cut like... It's possible you could not even play the Bloodbraid Elves. I've played without Bloodbraid Elves in the past. But I did only want to play 1 league with Jund today. So I'll be thinking about it. We might play some more in the future. But I thought it'd be fun. I do want to...